Snatch Steal, which isn't too surprising. We've seen Snatch Steal use Weaver very effectively. But yeah, that when an Siren was left in the pool, I wasn't picked up by URNADO, it seemed like a clear choice for Snatch Steal, I'd say.
Now we see those following bans. The Outlaw Devourer will now get taken out, so will the Viper Darkseer, and that Gyrocopter Troll Ward is now being selected by URNADO, so that's going to help their pushing potential so well. You pop off that Battle Trance, he's going to go flying, Nature's Prophet's going to go flying, and these towers, they're just going to be safe against URNADO, and I believe you were talking about a little bit of aggression coming up by URNADO. This has a lot of aggression in it, especially with Troll Ward. He can throw out a lot of damage, he throw out those well in axes, to have the slow from one of his axes. You have the slow on top of that, chase heroes down, you do a lot of damage, Battle Trance pops, and Nature's Prophet TPs in, you found yourself a kill. Special for Leshrac there to follow it up with a stun and a lot of damage. Not to mention the pushing potential with the Leshrac's Edict, so very heavy pushing style coming up by URNADO.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, that Rubik and Leshrac, they can set up some nice lift stun combo as well, and I'm quite curious to see how they roll this Troll Warlord. I suspect it might be in the mid lane, but they can put it in a side lane as well. Snatch Steal though, they're going very aggressive as well, a very roamy style. You know, they picked up the Bounty Hunter, they picked up that Weaver, which they've, as I was saying before, they've played in the past and they really love to use it. So we'll see what else they pick up. I mean, there's still a few heroes in terms of the support which they can pick up that sort of go with this sort of roaming ganking style, such as the Nyx Assassin, because you get a quick level 6 on him. You've got that Vendetta to move around freely. They don't actually pick up a Vengeful Spirit, which is fine as well. You got that stun from the Magic Missile, you can swap in to Self Initiation, and of course you got the extra damage from the negative armor and her aura.
Sorry about that, once again, adjusting my mic, just trying to get things sorted out completely. It's just been a little bit of a pain to me at the moment. So that Vengeful Spirit, that's going to be a very strong pickup for Snatch Steal, and they've got we're going to see two very aggressive teams go head to head, especially when they both hit level 6 as Troll Ward with that Battle Trance and the Wrath Nature coming up by Nature's Prophet. Snatch Steal with that displacement of the Vengeful Spirit with her swap, Bounty Hunter with that track, and the Soul of the Siren for the counter initiation. And it's going to be a very, very interestingly aggressive game coming out from both sides.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got the Nature's Prophet who in the early stages of this game, you know, can teleport from across the map, as I was saying a little while ago, and he can sprout up to help lock down some heroes just so you get that extra damage, or even if he just throws out a few right clicks, it certainly helps. And you can help secure kills like that, but also you can just push towers down easier, especially when you've got a Leshrac to combine that with, and really try to grab yourself the early advantage.
Well, we've seen the Puck and Razor being taken out of the game, but that still leaves a lifesteal left in the game. If Snatch Steal want to possibly pick that up, I mean, get rid of that lifesteal, there's no OG. Still the possibility of Bane, but URNADO have already picked up their two support heroes. So, would we be seeing a lifesteal come out by Snatch Steal, do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, they've got the Weaver, they've got a Bounty Hunter, and they've got their two supports. I think they need a standard mid hero here. Like, they can... Yeah, I think they would need a mid. Just because generally when we see Snatch Steal play, they put that Weaver in usually an aggressive tri lane. And you know, when you've got Naga Siren and Vengeful Spirit that can knock down and can dish out a ton of damage, that certainly does work. And a Bounty Hunter you usually want in the solo off lane for the extra experience. So they'll probably go for something a little bit more traditional in terms of that mid.
Stream, if you can hear, when you hear this in 2 minutes, tell me how my microphone is now. I have been adjusting it little by little, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. But yeah, I do agree with you there. URNADO though, they're going to be looking for their hard carry here. Who will they want to pick up? I mean, actually no, they don't go hard carry. They will be using Troll Warlord as that hard carry. And usually Troll is seen as that 2-position hero because it just doesn't have that scale as some of these other carries have. And Death Prophet, what do you feel about this? I mean, it does solidify their push and damage potential once all these heroes hit level 6, but yeah.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be I suspect it's gonna be a mid Death Prophet here. It's generally you see a lane. It's interesting. They clearly want that push potential, as you were saying. I'm quite curious to see how it lines up. They have to have the early game and the mid game advantage though. If they don't capitalize on this sort of lineup, then they're just going to fall behind, because Snatch Steel, they have a lineup that goes pretty decent into the mid and late game. So I mean, I don't think this Death Prophet is necessarily a bad pick based on their lineup, but I feel like that if they don't capitalize on this lineup as early as possible, then they're just going to fall behind as it goes on. So I think they have the early advantage for sure, but
10 seconds
yeah, we'll see. If Snatch still can drag the game out, then it's not going to be looking too good for URNADO.
And there we see that final pickup of that Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain, is there a little bit of burst that they needed to get rid of some of this pushing? I mean, Nature's Prophet, when he comes in with those treants, you need some way to clean those treants and those waves out. You got the Naga Sign and Queen of Pain, so that will be useful to try and slow down the push a little bit, but they've still got a lot of burst and damage that will be thrown at them, and as you said, they need this early and mid game. If they can't get this early and mid game and Snatch still slowly start to weave away with it, that weaver will probably run over the top of all these heroes. I mean, sure, they'll be a little tanky. Leshrac and Death Prophet naturally get quite tanky, especially once Death Prophet picks up that Bloodstone. But Weaver, when he gets a few of those items, such as that Desolator, he's going to hit these heroes, he's going to hit them hard. Sure, there'll be a little bit of mischance coming down the Troll Ward, but that mischance is only, I think, 2 seconds when he throws out those, when he has those Whirling Axes, so... yeah, they're going to have to hit hard and fast, or they're going to fall behind a little bit.
Yeah, and let's introduce the teams here. On the side of URNADO, we do have their captain, it's McNuts, playing on the Nature's Prophet. We do have Altitude, or Alti, on the Leshrac. We have Meet Your Playmaker on the Rubik. Delete 12 is sitting on the Death Prophet. And last but not least, we have Boredom is Fun on the Troll Warlord.
And over on the side of Snatch Steel, you have their captain, Ali. He will be on that Queen of Pain, following the support of Chiss on that Vengeful Spirit. Adro will be on that Weaver. Even further behind will be Streets on that Bounty Hunter, and finally Optic will be on that Naga Siren.
Yep, and they've actually just grouped up here as 5. I believe they do have, yeah, they have a smoke. So if they want, they can potentially jump on McNuts here, who's currently just by himself. And if they can find a pick off here before the game even starts, I mean, that'll be pretty good.
That it definitely
Looks
would
like
be.
they're
So we do have that Rubik and that Leshrac. They're sitting up on top of this cliff. They might be rotating top. They might try and look for a first blood mid against the Queen of Pain. If she picks up a Shadow Strike or goes for a wave, goes for a little bit of greedy at the start, these two heroes will make her pay. They've got a smoke. They can just smoke up, walk down the river, turn around, lift stun, and the following wave come out from Death Prophet should almost be enough to be able to take that and clear up Pain instantly. A few auto attacks coming out from those heroes should be more than enough. And that Treant, he almost gets in there to deny that illusion rune. A little bit unfortunate, but it's not like that those illusion weavers are going to do anything in this lane anyway.
I actually quite like this ward here from Snatch Steel. It's not your usual, you know, sort of along the trees, and they still, because they've placed the other ward there, they still get the vision if anyone's moving out through that side of the jungle.
And top lane, I'm not sure how I feel about both sides' tri lanes actually. Sure, you're going to zone out Bounty Hunter. Down and bottom, you can do a little bit to zone out that Nature's Prophet, get rid of his treants. If you don't get rid of his treants, he's still going to get that farm, and he can still rotate into the jungle. So he will be a little bit better off in this offlane. Streets, though, he doesn't have anywhere he'll be able to rotate. So if URNADO, they put on very heavy aggressive tri-lane. Actually, down and bottom, they're doing a lot of damage to McNuts. Final auto attack, can he find it? He doesn't get that last auto attack off, and he will take a lot of tower damage, so he might be forced to pop a consumable himself. That was very close for McNuts.
Yeah, and this is, I sort of spoke about how Snatch Steel, they would like to play very aggressive. Will jump in past the tier 1 tower if it means they can capture a kill or even a chance to capture a kill. So they just have massive aggression here. And at the same time, though, you know, I think URNADO have a good chance of picking up a kill in this top lane. Of course, they do have some sentries for that Bounty Hunter. But Streets, he's very aware of this. He's just staying back. And in fact, we might have another jump on the McNuts here.
And they're gonna go down. There goes the snare. They're gonna try and do as much damage. Magic Missile. Will Optic fall first? He will not. We will see the final auto attack go out to McNuts. He will die underneath his own tower and will be going to Chiss. So very nice. And the towers are still doing a lot to Adro, and he doesn't have too much consumables left. And TP straight back down by McNuts, trying not to miss out on too much farm and XP from underneath that tower.
Yeah, but that
simply
aggression
not
there is
worthy.
that's sort of Snatch Steel's play style, and picking up a very early first blood is very helpful. In fact, they have the supports here from Snatch Steel,
Dire's top
Optic and
tower
Cheese,
is
they've
under
smoked
attack.
up. Looks like they want to head into mid and maybe pick off the Death Prophet.
And we will see that haste possibly being picked up by the Nugasiren, and this is the hero you want on. Get that ensnare off, lock down that hero, follow it up with a magic missile if she wasn't being cockblocked. And anyway, she's going to run past now. She's going to get in there. Death Prophet is in a lot of trouble. We will see the Scream of Pain missing. She will throw out that Death Wave, and magic missile is going to hit, but because that Screen of Pain missed, there wasn't enough damage to take down Delete 12, so a little bit of a misplay. Looking more for those creep kills than finding a kill herself. And Elite 12 will survive.
I think that was just a misclick, honestly. He probably just, instead of pressing his blink button, just hit the screen by accident. Because he would have known his supports were roaming in there. I mean, these guys are definitely communicating via some sort of voice. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly a missed opportunity there on Delete 12 in this mid lane.
And where's this bounty hunter? Bounty hunter is trying and pull lane. He's sitting on level 3, so he's actually doing quite well. It hasn't looked like he's been forced to use any of his consumables. And this is a little bit of a misplay, in my opinion, coming up from URNADO. When you have that aggressive tri-lane, you need to do a lot of damage. Bottom lane, McNutsy taking a lot of damage. He gets hit by the magic mixer. He gets lifted up. They will throw him down, trying to save his life. It will not save. Can they find a return kill? They do find a return kill. Go into meet your playmaker. And Andrew's just going to throw out a little bit of damage to that Gemini proc. Going to solidify his retreat back to that tower. But that's a second kill onto this Nature's Prophet. And he's not going to have a fun time. I don't think we'll be seeing a minus come from him anytime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if he worked into it, but I don't think it would be necessarily the right way to go.
Yeah, I mean, once you've died twice very early in the game, he doesn't exactly have a great deal of amount of farm either. He's got 10 last hits, but 2 deaths really basically just sets all of that back, and you really need to be uncontested to have that early minus. Otherwise, you just won't be able to do anything once your team starts moving through. And they have this sort of early style pushing, so picking up a late minus doesn't help your team.
And we do see once again McNuts. He's just given up on that bottom lane. He's gone into the jungle. He doesn't want to have to deal with that anymore. He's left Meet Your Playmaker down here alone, and that could be deadly for Meet Your Playmaker if he makes one wrong move. They've got very aggressive wards, so they can watch anyone that comes in and out. And actually, an interesting ward next to the river. You don't really see that one placed too much because it doesn't give that vision down the line or anything. But they already got a cover ward for that up and running. But still, once again, it's a little bit interesting. Up at top lane, they're going on streets. They've got the dust out. A lot of damage coming out. Well in axes. Can they find the final few auto attacks? Will it be good? I know the dust is still up for a few more seconds. They get a lucky bash. Can they get the final kill? They do. And now we should see this tier 1 tower almost, or get very close to falling. If not, it will fall.
I suspect it will. They also have the Diabolic Edict if they want to pop it, but they won't need it.
Oh, in mid lane, there's a little fight going in behind the tier 1 and tier 2 tower. Owly, he's gone in very aggressive. Delete 12 makes him pay. And we'll pick it up with that Crypt Swarm. So, he will capitalize on a kill. But that was very heavy aggression coming out from Owly.
Yeah, and we actually currently see the supports here from Snatch still rotating in, but they will need Ali to get back into here if they really want to capitalize the kill on Delete 12. But that's the great play there in top. That's just exactly what you need to do. They picked up an early tower and also picked up a kill with it, but they have to do that with this sort of lineup, because they can't let this drag out into the mid to late game. Like in the mid game, they should have pretty much most, if not all of these tier 2 towers down.
And we have these supports are still waiting. They're just waiting for Delete to make one move, and they believe he's made that one move. And now they're going to throw that ensnare it. We got the damage. We don't have a Soak Wave, but we do have more than enough damage to find him this time. So Queen of Pain will get a return kill with the help of her few supports. And at the same time, though, URNADO, they're rotating their heroes up at top. They've got a Nature's Prophet that will be looking to TP into. No, he doesn't. He's currently on cooldown. But they will find Queen of Pain. She does have enough to blink. The Whirlwind Axis go. The stun, it did get cancelled by Alti. He's trying to get it in range. He does get it onto the Naga sign. It's not the hero that they're looking for, but will be the hero enough to be able to pick him down. The Scream of Pain comes out. Bottom is fun, taking a lot of damage. Owly's going to be chased off. The Nature's Prophet's here. They will hold him into place. Now, Chiss, it's been body blocked by Meet Your Playmaker, showing him what's what. And they will find 2 kills in return for losing their Death Prophet a little bit earlier.
Pull roots and run.
Yeah, that was actually a great turnaround from URNADO. You know, instead of just losing that death profit, they were able to, at the very least, pick up 2 kills there on those supports.
Now we will see initiation. The track comes out on Outie. Outie will be forced to retreat. We got the ensnare coming down to McNutt. A lot of damage. There goes the Crypt Swarm. We'll see the ultimate pop from Delete 12. They're chasing down that bounty hunter. He has been shown with that dust. Unfortunately, that Weaver did not get clipped. He didn't pick up his time lapse. He feels as if he's going to be quite safe and picked up a second point in Gemini. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but he needs to hit level 7 as soon as possible, or he could be in a little bit of trouble. Especially with Weavers, you desperately need that time-lapse up just to feel safe, just to be able to get out of potential threats and dangers. But he's going mid in a team fight without it, so gotta be careful.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. I mean, particularly if you're teleporting into a different lane, if you're not just sitting in your own lanes free farming. If you're moving around through the different lanes, you can, a good situation can always turn sour. So having that time lapse is just that extra security for you to survive. Particularly with this sort of lineup from URNADO, when they are going to keep the aggression as much as possible.
And we have a little bit of a Pictionary being drawn on the map. I don't really need to point out what that is, but if you're good at Pictionary, you should know what it is. Maybe. If you get that kind of Pictionary, I want to join your Pictionary.
Yeah.
Oh, there was this really great Flash game that me and a few mates used to play. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Ice Sketch or something, and used to have all different kind of things like Pokemon. People trying to Pictionary Pokemon is like the hardest thing to try and guess. Everything looks like a damn Pikachu.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's a Pikachu. That's Batman. But yeah, this is so currently URNADO, they've backed off in terms of that aggression. I feel like they will probably regroup in a little while. The Death Prophet ultimate is on cooldown for another 40-ish seconds. It's actually a relatively short cooldown when you think about it, 100 seconds, and it does cool down while you have it active as well, so it doesn't have all that much downtime.
And a hasted Nova Siren.
Try pick off McNutt.
Will she go in? She's contemplated. She's revealed herself, and McNutt is like, I'm out of here. So very nice play. I think that little bit of not sure what to do, just did not pay off. Like, she wanted to go in, she went out. She went in, she went out. Got called to come back out a third time, and McNutt is like, I will cancel my TP. Okay, he's still down here, so he's still potentially gonna fall to these 4 heroes if he's not careful. They have a lot of lockdown. They've got a snare, they've got a shuriken, they have the rest of the lineup, but McNutt's, he will actually now get on out of here. So, but they don't, the problem with Snatch still, they don't have any ability to push these towers. So, and as I say that, the mid tower for URNADO will be taking down that mid tower. Yeah. That was bad English.
Yeah, and you're fine. It's all good. Just don't point it out. No one will notice.
I don't know. Apparently, there's a
annoying.
drinking game. According to my bad English. Like last night, they were talking about trying to figure out a drinking game, and I needed a catchphrase that I don't have. So they're like, "We'll just do it on his bad English that he apparently points out every time." So I might be able to get someone drunk tonight if they're playing the Dota Yoshi drinking game.
I think most people will probably get completely smashed.
I mean, it's a Monday, so you turn up to work with hungover. That'd be fantastic. Okay, not really. That'd be pretty crappy, but people will do it.
It's gotta happen. But yeah. I mean, URNADO, they picked up another tier 1 tower here. This is exactly what they should be doing with this lineup. It works perfectly for them. They have to just keep doing this, keep the aggression on, and not give Snatch Steel any room to move. They really, they really have to keep the ball in their court.
And Snatch Steel, they will be looking to get a bit of a tower. The gold difference is in favor of URNADO at the moment. They are almost 2,000 gold currently ahead. Actually, they're 1,980. So they're close enough to 2,000. The XP is in favor by 1,000. So at the moment, it's only really the tower kills or tower deaths in favor of URNADO. But if you get rid of those tower destructions for URNADO, Snatch Steel, they're doing well to be able to keep up with this farm. They're 2 kills behind. So keeping up with this gold and XP in the current state they are in is what they need to do. And they just need to hold this off till about the 20-25 minute mark. If they can keep holding off at this certain rate, Weaver picks up a item or two, then they will be able to start taking these fights quite well. Because at the moment, Weaver, he can't really do a lot. Sure, he can run around, be pretty aggressive, but he just doesn't do a lot of damage. Get a Gemini proc every 4 seconds, I believe it is currently. Yeah, 4 seconds. Get a Gemini proc every 4 seconds. That will help for that damage. But he's squishy. He's a little bit weak, and they just need to wait for those big items to come up from him. Bounty Hunter will be working towards those phase boots. He's level 6, that's all you really care about. Naga Siren, they need to grab a level 6 on that Naga Siren so she can start being able to initiate and disengage in these fights, so they can either choose to fight, save heroes, or just completely get on out of there.
Yeah, and there we go, we do have Troll Warlord getting back into that game, so we should have a unpause in just a second. It looks like Snatch Steel, they probably will go for this tier 1 tower in bottom, or at the very least do some decent chip damage to it, because they do have 4 heroes here. Currently URNADO, they just got the tier 1 in mid, so maybe they'll look for a tower trade. However, currently Delete 12, he's got his, on the Death Prophet, he's got his ultimate up, the Exorcism, so if they want to continue this aggression, they potentially can, in fact they will.
Dire's middle tower
But they should be able to find a tier 1 tower, so that's going to be useful for them. At the same time, Queen of Pain's pushing top. Should be able to do a little bit of a damage onto this tier 1 tower. Actually, she's going to TP. They're going on middle lane. We've seen that Exorcism being popped out by Death Prophet trying to get that tower down. The creeps have now dispersed. They do have a Nature's Prophet. He will be pulled in. The Fade Bolt is going to land onto Owly, trying to keep him off into those backlines. And they're just going to decide to retreat. All the heroes are now missing off the map except for that Weaver, which you expect, and they don't really want to take the fight.
I think I got a massive spike on Vent for some reason. Should be fun game.
Okay. Come back, Vent. So, we will be seeing URNADO. They will be starting to rotate down bottom. We do have a sentry ward down here, and they're going to watch Meet Your Playmaker possibly place that ward. He's not placing that ward. He is placing that ward. He hasn't decided what he wants to do to that ward quite as yet. He doesn't decide to place it, he will just continue walking around. Adjo's walking through the jungle as if he owns it. If this Weaver finds him, they could potentially try and find a gank on him. Not going to happen, however. Are we back to normal? Oh, we've lost you. No, we've lost you. Okay, so I'll be solo casting this until we can hear Zareth come back online. Or we hear about Zareth coming back online. It will be me. He's still moving around in game though, so
I think so.
What? Hello.
Apparently. Am I back?
I don't know, are you back?
I don't know what's going on there. Apparently the stream's having issues too, so it seems like it's an issue on my end. Hopefully it's stopped, but we'll see how it goes.
So we do see now a mechanism being picked up on that Nature's Prophet to help with that pushing lineup. Nice to see that he didn't try and go for that Midas. It would have been quite a late Midas, and he did go for something beneficial to his side. Now we see a smoke up coming out from Snatch, so they're going to be rotating into this jungle, trying to find any picks, and there's all these heroes here. They could find off a pick, and if they can get back out of it before too much, we do see Meet Your Playmaker. He will walk into the group of 4. He gets hit by every single spell in the notebook. Now, we will see that Ralph Nature being popped out. Alti's in a lot of trouble. He pops off that Edict, trying to slow down the push from Ali. Ali's just going to keep going down. He will find a double kill into the lineup. But that's a double kill going to Snatch and they're looking to find even more. And these heroes, they're all caught out of position. Troll Ward does have a TP. McNuts can TP out in 20 seconds, but they continue to try and go aggressive. They might find them out and find those pickoffs.
Yeah, it looks like they will just decide to back off. I don't think they know that McNuts and Boredom is funny is here, so still 2 great pickoffs there. They still have to be very careful with this push power from the late and also the strike when they're both up. In fact, we do have a pause there from Ali, so quite a few pauses tonight and a few issues on my end in the stream. Hopefully that's all fixed up now, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, a great play there from Snatch Steel. They have to try and capitalize on some kills. You know, they've got the Bounty Hunter who can throw out some tracks and all that sort of stuff to give them the extra gold, which is quite important. when you're a few towers behind.
So the Bounty Hunter does spot out these few heroes. He throws out that track. They're going to be looking to go on in. Weaver's going to secure. She gets hit by the axes. He throws out that swarm. Nice magic missile coming on bottom first. Bottom is fun. He's more than out of here. McNuts, he got out of it as fast as possible while he was watching his ally just disintegrate in front of him. But it was a nice pick-off, nice scan coming out from that Bounty Hunter to spot there were only 2 heroes here. But at the same time, URNADO, they're just going to keep pushing down the middle. They do not care. They lose a hero, they grab a tower.
Yeah, and it's great play because it just means that Snatch still always have to be careful of this push power. I mean, there's the first tier 2 tower that's fallen in the 13 minutes. That's very, very quick. You generally only see 1, maybe 2 tier 2 towers fall at that point at most. So picking up these early towers is what URNADO needs to do. They have that power. They even pop an exorcism there, which means that if they want to, they can rotate in bottom and try to go for a push on this tier 1 tower, which is still standing. And they have the Nature's Profile up, they have the strike, and it's going to be hard here for Snatch Steel unless they really group up in 5 and get good engagement to stop it.
But the good thing is, if you do have a look at that gold and XP graph, they're ahead in XP. Their gold is relatively close for being 3 towers behind. Yeah, actually 2 towers behind. They're relatively close, so that's still this. They're doing what they need to do to stay into this game and to be able to take the mid to late game aspect. I mean, we're 14 minutes in. We do have a nice little farm. Weaver, he's sitting on 69 last hits, the most last hits in the game, with Queen of Pain shortly after. They're very close to winning the net worth in with that Queen of Pain and Weaver as well. So these towers, they're not doing as much as URNADO are hoping for, because Snatch still are able to efficiently farm the map and continue to get XP. Because they're not grouped up as 5, such as URNADO, they're able to get multiple lanes, they're able to get jungle, they're able to efficiently use the map. But at the same time, URNADO, they're reducing that map position and the map control that Snatch still has, which is, in the end, very, very crucial.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, in fact, it looks like URNADO just want to go for this tier 2 tower here as well. There will be a glyph, so it looks like it's going to at the very least try to be defended. Oh,
and the Siren comes on out. They're going to be looking, going in, fighting. He's getting ready to throw out that Sonic Wave. He's ready. He throws it out. That's a damage. That's up to 4 heroes. Instant mechanism trying to keep them all up. But a nice Impaler, nice Earth Splitter. It will hit. There will be 2 heroes down for Snatch, so they're going for McNuts. McNuts takes the final order. Throws out that Wrath of Nature. Before he goes down, it will come through. It will find a kill. They find the Weaver still running around trying to find a little bit of damage. Boardman's fun, turns around, and Rubik picks off that kill. That is a team wipe. Going in favor of URNADO. The buyback comes out from Ali. He needs to get back in and try and delay the push, but that's a team wipe going in favor of URNADO. And since they're the team that wants to push all these towers and they find a team wipe like that, they're going to go ahead into this game.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. They also grabbed the tier 2 tower there in the end as well, so Snatch still winning them to defend it. That's just great plays. I mean, Rubik has just picked up a Blink Dagger. We do have a gem going up now on the Shrek, who it'll probably swap owners. I suspect. I don't think the Shrek should probably be carrying it. He's relatively fragile, but that's certainly going to help shut down that Weaver and that Bounty Hunter in those team fights, and even not in the team fights. If a Bounty Hunter is just roaming around trying to do a little bit of scouting, you can potentially pick him off. It also means you get to kill off those wards, so it's even less map vision and presence for Snatch Steel, which they really do need.
And speaking of those wards though, URNADO, they've got a lot of defensive wards. They like the one in their jungle, it's pretty defensive. The way they're playing at the moment, you'd think they would have a little bit more aggressive wards. They're about to lose one up in this top river. You'd presume they would start throwing them in more aggressive locations, in these lanes, maybe in the jungle. Try and watch the defensive rotations come out from Snatch Steel. I mean, they're ahead at the moment. They're playing very aggressive. You want aggressive wards to follow your suit and follow that style. At the moment though, McNuts, he will get on out of it. Optic's not going to be able to get that net off and running. But URNADO, they've decided they might try and come back in. They've got an eye. They're starting to get rid of some vision for Snatch Steel. And now they're going to be rotating into that jungle. And we will be seeing that instead go off. We will see Nagasari. It's trying to do as much as she can. A nice Yule Scepter being popped on the Death Prophet, doing a lot of damage with her ult. Right from the edge comes flying through. It's going to bring all these heroes quite low. And we will see the Death. Rubik will pick off that Nagasari with the Sakuchi. And that Fate Body still chasing down these heroes. He's looking for Ali. He's going to turn back around. The Satire is being thrown out, trying to do a little bit of damage. Whose Satire is that? I'm not quite sure. And now Meet Your Playmaker. He's still going very aggressive here. They throw out that Sentry Ward to try and watch Meet Your Playmaker rotate around. But where are these creeps coming from? Who owns these creeps? Where are we? I don't even know.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Are you still with us, Zareth? I think we've lost Zal once again. A little bit unfortunate that he is having problems. Sorry everyone that if you are listening or can hear me on the stream. I do apologise, Zal. Something must be going on tonight. It's always the ISP. Tony Abbott. He ruins everything. Hashtag hate fiber to the node. But we will see.
I think I'm right now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's good to hear you back though. So we'll be seeing the URNADO grouping up. Gonna be looking to go towards Roshan possibly. They're gonna get some de-warding going on. And then they're gonna rotate into that Roshan 50 gold, go in the way of that Rubik.
Yeah, it's... Hopefully I'm back, it's all good now, but this Roshan that certainly helps, and it means they can put the aggression back on once again. Regarding to who controls those creeps, it is the Trollwall. He does have the Helm of the Dominator on him, so he's been doing very well with these creeps, and just it certainly helps with those pushes as well.
Okay, I was like trying to look through the heroes before, and like I can't find that Helm of the Dominator, but must have browsed past Boredom is fun. We will see a counter push coming from Ali going on the top lane, trying to find a tier 1 tower of his own. He's going to be forced to TP back at base, or URNADO, they're going to be looking very aggressively to get up this tier 3. They have a token now. They're going to hit hard, and I think there's a little bit of server lag coming out for me there. I'm not sure what's going on there. Scumbag game, scumbag internet in general.
Yeah, I think everyone's having issues tonight, it seems. Both in-game and out. Hopefully it's starting to settle down a little bit, but we have a massive push coming out here from URNADO. They just grabbed a tier 3 tower. Looks like they want to go for the racks as well. They're doing a ton of damage to this already. Snatch the kill, they're going in for there's the nice BKB from Ali.
Yeah, you'll have to comment this. I'm missing everything.
It's troll wall. Yeah. It's unfortunately we do have a few internet issues here. The Aegis does get popped there by Chase, but now Snatch still are still on the back foot. They've lost a lot. There's a few buybacks already forced out. Will this? It looks like they'll have to back off before they grab this racks though, because Snatch still managing to defend it so far. They're trying to get this racks, but it might be a bit too much from Snatch still, and looks like URNADO are going to have to back off at the very least for now. Now it's Snatch still on the chase, URNADO, delete 12 on the run. Altitude looks like he's going to be able to teleport out, he does. Delete 12 is still on the run, he does have of course that movement speed bonus from the Death Prophet passive. Adro trying to keep up, but it looks like delete 12 might be able to just get away here. And there we go, the Yoshi has disconnected as well, so it looks like everyone is having internet issues. Welcome back.
Yeah, I think that returned my ping back to normal. My ping is currently like 200, 210, but it felt as if I was on a perfect world server. Like everything, all the spells, abilities, sounds, everything was just lagging so far behind. It was like, wow, what's going on? But hopefully that's fixed it up.
Yeah. I think everyone is having the issues tonight, because I've been unstable, you've been unstable, pretty much everyone in this game has so far been unstable. Good old Aussie internet.
So, oh, well, I don't even know who's winning in current kills, because at the moment it says 0-0 for me.
United is up 15 to 10. They also grabbed the tier 3 and the racks, or the melee racks, in that mid lane. It looked like Snatch still might have been able to defend the racks, but in the end United was able to do enough damage to pick it off.
Okay, sweet. So we do have that gold graph going heavily in favor of URNADO now. They are now almost 12k gold ahead, and that's the advantage they're looking for. The Oh my god, pardon me, sorry. The XP though, they're almost 4,000 gold ahead. That's not very big, the way they've been pushing and taking all these towers down. But then again, they haven't been able to get around the map, get that XP, and it doesn't look like URNADO. They're not going to let up, and this is very, very wise coming out by them. We do have that Necronomicon being picked up by Delete12. We should be, I would say we'll see the second one come out. Actually, there is a second one on Nature's Prophet. That's a lot of damage, that's a lot of push, and that's going to be next to impossible for Snatch to be able to slow down. They don't have too much heroes that can clean up creeps like this, and if they do, they're going to take a lot of damage due to these Necronomicon warriors.
Yeah, and we do have another pause coming out here. Yeah, I agree with Ali, it's lag city out here, it's terrible. It's terrible. But United, they're just going into here, they've just gotten another tier 3 and they're looking for another Rax here.
And we see that Solar Siren coming out. She's going to be walking in. There's 4 heroes clumped up. Will they be able to capitalize? We have Ali. He's getting ready in position. He pops that BKB. BKB is counter pop. She only hits on one, but it instantly mechanisms up. That's not going to do anything. Noga Siren's full. Bounty Hunter's gone. Adra is trying to get on Effie. He will silence. He will fall. That's 3 heroes going down. Chiss is now on the run to meet your playback. He throws him up in the air with that Ill Scepter. That coming out from Delete12. Fadebolt comes out. Death Wave. Swarm Wave coming out from that Death Prophet will find that kill. That's 4 heroes down. Queen of Pain, she's going to get silenced up. She's going to get auto attack. And that's a team wipe going on URNADO. This should be game 1. URNADO will be taking the first game of this best of 3 in these quarterfinals for Defense of the Australians.